Hello everyone, welcome to Visit Malta channel. In this video, I am going to explain how to change the job and employer when you're working with the current job. Okay, so since many people are asking, is it possible to change the employer immediately when I join with the new company, and also is there any rules and regulations to follow? And some people are asking, can I apply the new single working permit or change employer by my own? Well, for all this question, I'm going to explain very detailed answer. Okay, so the core and major information is how do I change my job and employer when you're working in current company. Okay, so let me show you the procedures and the rules that you have to follow to change the job. All right. Okay. First, you need to get your signed contract copy from your new employer for a job confirmation. So this is very important when you change your new job or getting your new job first time. It is very important to get your signed contract from your new employer. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so after you get your signed contract, you have to prepare a list of documents to submit a new application. Okay, so the new list of document is the health screening report. The first one, as you can see. Okay, the health screening reports, when you change the job recently, less than 6 months, you may already take a health screening chest x-ray report, which you can use if it is valid 6 months. Okay, otherwise you have to take a new health screening report. All right. The next one is all the mandatory information like passport page and lease agreement or letter from the rental authority. If you don't know what is rental authority, I'll give you the detailed video link which I have already explained. You can see in the top right hand corner. You can click on it and see what is rental authority. Okay. Then the contact detail, email ID, mobile and address, and all other personal details. Okay. Then home address in Malta. Then date of first arrival in Malta. Also updated resume CV with your signature is mandatory. Okay, then a reference contact for your last 3 years employment. If you don't have a 3 years employment, then you can give whatever reference you have in last 1 year or 2 year or even the last 6 months. Okay, reference contact meaning that it could be your old manager or your team lead cell phone number and name detail. Okay, so these are all the information that may require and you have to prepare when you do change of job. Okay, let's see the next one. Yes, new single permit application preparation. Okay, your new employer will prepare and initiate the single work permit form CEA form C3 with the information you have provided along with the documents also. Okay, because in this application initially there are three main information they will be asking. One is the application detail, another one is the employer detail, another one is landlord detail. Okay, sorry, landlord detail is nothing but your landlord detail where you are staying currently in Malta. So the landlord has to provide their name and ID card, mobile number and all the detail and address, and very important is they have to sign the document, I mean the application. Okay, and please remember this landlord information has to 100% match with your rental agreement that you are registered in the rental authority or in the lease agreement. It should not be mismatched. If it is mismatched, your application might be rejected from Identity Malta. So make sure whoever is signed in the rental agreement, that is the person has to fill this rental declaration by the landlord section in the application form C3. Okay, and of course yes, your signature also required in the form to submit the application. So all this information will be filled by you. Also some employer information will filled by the employer. Okay. In the first stage, your employer only is fill the form, okay, and provide you the scanned copy, or they maybe provide you the actual copy to get your landlord signature and information done. Once everything is ready, your employer will initiate the application through Identity Malta online portal. Okay. Remember, I am not saying your employer is submitting the application. Your employer initiating the application. Let me explain what is the difference. Okay. In the next slide. All right. So once your employer initiating your form application along with all the information, your employer also will pay the €280.50, okay, to the Identity Malta. Later on, this amount will be collected from you, or your employer will be taken care of it completely. It depends about your employer. All right. So it is important, okay, once your employer initiate the single working application form through online, okay, you will get an email notification from Identity Malta for the application CEA form C3 initiated by your new employer. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to verify all this information. When I say all information, the information about your name, date of birth, personal detail, your complete information that you have given and in the form C3. Okay. Once you verified all this information is correct, okay, you have to hit the final submission by following the links provided in the same email. Alright, so this is very important because this is the last stage of your application submit. If you fail to do that, then you won't get a single working permit, because this is the last stage. You have to submit the application through the Identity Malta. Okay. Okay. Once you submit your final version of application form online, you will get a confirmation email for the application submitted. Just the confirmation letter, I mean the email saying that your application has been submitted. Okay. From that time, in 2 weeks, wait for the approval in principle letter, which is like this letter, approval in principle letter saying the date and your information and reference number and the residence card number. Okay. So you will get this letter called approval in principle from Identity Malta through email, which contain application confirmation, appointment booking link, and 5-digit code to verify this document is original or not. So you will see the 5-digit code here and the link which you can download the digital copy of this letter. Okay. It's just the same letter that you will receive in your email address. Okay. Also, there will be a link to book the appointment to visit Identity Malta to submit the document, which I am going to explain in the next slide. Alright. So wait for 2 weeks to receive this principal letter. Okay. In that letter, you will be requested to submit the Job Plus termination form and FS3 form and last 3 months salary slip, also health screening chest x-ray report. Okay. So this is the additional document that they have required you to submit when you visit Identity Malta. Okay. Let me explain where you can collect these documents. Alright. Especially the termination form. Okay. The termination form will look like this, and it is prepared from Job Plus and send it to your old employer. Let me explain. Alright. Now, so once you will receive the approval in principle letter, that is your final confirmation of your new employment from Identity Malta. Okay. So once you receive that confirmation, now it is time to say bye to your old employer. Okay. So usually you will have an exit interview with your old HR, old company with HR. Okay. during that time, what your HR will do is, your HR will prepare a termination form and submit to the Jobs Plus. Okay, please note that you should not book an appointment before the termination form ready. Okay, because this termination form will be submitted by your old employer HR. Okay, so it is advisable to wait for this letter before you inform to your current old employer. All right, now once your existing old employer HR submit the termination form, they will receive an email copy from Jobs Plus. Okay, so once they receive the termination form from Job Plus in the email copy, they will have to send the copy to your email, or they can just take a printout and send it to you by post, because you need this termination form for your biometric submission to the Identity Malta at the last stage. Okay, so please make sure you get your termination form letter from your HR. Next, okay, so once you receive the termination form from your HR, it is time to book an appointment to Identity Malta to submit all the document that is being requested in approval in principle letter. Okay, now when you book an appointment, you may require to update a reference code to book an appointment. For this reference code, you can check your approval in principle letter. In that letter, you will see in the top left hand corner the reference code start with R. So find that reference code and use this reference code and book a single work permit appointment. Alright. Now, finally, time to visit Identity Malta directly for a new residence card. Go directly to the Identity Malta on the date and time you book the appointment and submit all the mentioned below documents that is already mentioned in the application form. Alright, Job Plus termination form, an FS3 form from your existing employer, old employer, a last 3 months salary slip and chest X-ray report from the health screening division. Okay, then you will be given a temporary acknowledgement copy which is valid for 3 months for your residence until you get your actual residence card, when you submit all these documents to the Identity Malta at the time of your appointment has been fixed. Okay, so from that time you need to wait for 3 to 4 weeks to get your letter to collect your residence card. So that's the final stage. You will get your residence card. Okay, you may start working at the time you submit the document and you don't need to wait for your residence card, but it depends your employer decision. Some employer will allow you to work with the acknowledgement copy, but some employer will ask you to wait for 3 to 4 weeks to get your residence card. Alright, hope I am clear. Let's check it out, the FAQs, the most of the question being asked frequently. Okay, first question is, can I change a job within few months of my current job? No, since your residence card progress with your current employer will take few months, you cannot change job immediately. Also, you need to be aware if there is any terms and condition you have signed with your current employer before you change of the job immediately. Alright, and the next question is, what if my old employer not ready to relieve me from the current job? There is a rule to relieve the employee if he or she doesn't like to work, but please note again that you may need to pay for your employer if you are leaving before your contract, if you are signed anything when you join to the old employer. Right? And can I apply a change of work permit by my own? No, definitely not. As we have mentioned above, employee cannot apply change of job by own. Your employer only can initiate a new application behalf of you. Then you have to review and submit the application. So you cannot directly apply for your own working permit or change of job. Okay. Apart from that, if you have any clarifications or any questions about change of job, please feel free to contact at visit2malta@gmail.com. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you see this information is very useful, please subscribe my channel, and your like and share and subscribe will motivate us to create more videos. Alright, thank you again for your time. If you have any questions, once again, you can reach me out always by sending email visit2malta@gmail.com. Thanks again.